Welcome to Forward Live, and I apologize for doing this so late in the evening, but I had a lot on my mind, but I had a lot of things I had to do earlier today. Um, and they're all first world problems. Let me just say that there's stuff that there are people that have much greater problems, but I want to this show, this podcast, this stream is all about how to get the most out of life. In other words, understanding things that improve the ROI on your life to basically move forward in life. And that's what this is all about. So that being said, I'm Derrick Day, in case you don't know me, but here we go, right? Today, I want to talk about getting what you want. And this is a really, really, I think, fundamental subject because a lot of us really, we don't know what we want. First of all, we have no idea of what we want. And that goes back to we don't really understand who we are, right? So I want to talk about some things, and I'm hoping that this will help you. This is a Sunday night thing. Hopefully you'll watch this first thing in the morning on Monday or watch it before you go to bed tonight. And this will help rev you up, ramp you up for the rest of the week, right? So the first thing that you need to know in order to get what you want is you have to know who you are. This is one of the most fundamental things because I think the reality is that most of us have no clue as to who we are. We don't know what are our core values, what are our core principles, what are the things that we hold dear to, right? So the thing is that we have to be in touch with who we are. We need to really get to know who we are. What do I like? What do I dislike? What moves me? What motivates me? What gets me out of bed every day? And here's the thing, right? Your why is hidden in who you are. Your core values are embedded in who you are. Because if you don't get this, right, you won't understand your why, and why drives everything. I can't tell you, again, how important that is. And if you want to know more about that, get Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why. That's a good place to start. But we don't understand ourselves, and because we don't understand ourselves, we don't understand our own value. How can you get something that you want when you don't understand your own value? Let me say that again. How can you get what you want if you don't understand your own value? Because watch this. In order for you to get what you want, you're going to have to trade something of yourself in order to get it. You're going to have to give in order to receive, right? So if you don't know your own value, how can you trade anything? What happens is that you wind up giving too much of yourself or you're giving too little of yourself. And in either case, what you're getting is not the expected result. And when you don't get that, then you sit up and you wonder, why the fuck isn't this working, right? So we want to deal with this fundamentally. Who am I? What are my core values? What are my beliefs? What are my motivations? And let me just say this, right? There is only one belief that really matters. And y'all need to get this. The only belief that matters is your belief in what you are capable of. It is no external thing. It is no spiritual thing. It is no religious thing. All of that's bullshit because at the end of the day, the only belief that's going to matter is the belief that you have about yourself. And if your beliefs are positive, if they are edifying, if they are encouraging, then those beliefs are going to propel you into the destiny that you seek. But if you have self-doubt, any other limiting beliefs where self-deprecation, self-abasement, all of these things, if you're holding on to stuff like that, you're never going to get what you want because you don't understand your own value, right? So that's really important. You got to know who you are. You got to know your own value. The second thing that you need to know is you need to know, what do you want? Let me tell you something. Someone who is unfocused will get everything that they focus on. Honestly, if you focus on nothing, that's exactly what you'll get. If you aim at nothing, you can expect to hit nothing, right? Don't leave things to chance. You have to know exactly what you want. And this is the thing. What we have to do is we have to actually focus on our desire. focus on what it is that we want. See, here's the thing. Some people go out and they're very wishy-washy about what they want. They look at this and basically they're attracted to the next shiny thing that they see. And honestly, don't get addicted to shiny, because shiny doesn't last. You have to basically focus in on something that is, this is just something real and it aligns with your core values, right? Because if you have a desire for something that doesn't align with your core values, it's not something that, even if you get it, if you get close to it, or even if you actually get it, it's not going to last, because it doesn't resonate with who you are. It doesn't resonate with your core values. You ever like look at somebody that they're wearing an outfit and you know that that's just not in their character? And I'm not being judgmental, because you are free to wear whatever you want, right? What I'm saying is that there are some people, they have certain core values, and they might wear something that conflicts with that, right? And so basically you want to make sure that what it is that you're focusing your desire on, that it aligns with your core values. This is why understanding who you are is so important. Now, the second thing is, when you are focusing in on a desire, do not cross shop. Let me give you an example. If you are going out to buy, say, a McLaren, if you're buying a McLaren, you may cross shop Ferrari, you may cross shop Lamborghini, you may cross shop, I don't know. I mean, there are a number of different brands in that space. But if you're looking at, say, like a Rolls Royce or Koenigsegg, if that's what you're looking, you're not cross-shopping those with anything, because they have no true competitors. It's like a Koenigsegg is a supercar, a hypercar in a class by itself. A Rolls Royce is a luxury brand in a class by itself. You know, even if you're, they say, well, Derrick, somebody that's buying a Rolls Royce might cross-shop Bentley. No, you don't. Basically, Bentleys are for people who want a Rolls Royce, but understand that that's not where they are financially, or that's not where they are socially, or that's not where they are mentally. A Rolls Royce is a very focused automotive decision. And if you're, the thing is that if you're looking at a Rolls Royce, you're not cross-shopping anything. If anything, what you're doing is you're looking at, what kind of leather do I want in my Rolls Royce? What kind of veneers do I want in my Rolls Royce? What color do I want my Rolls Royce to be? What kind of sound system do I want my Rolls Royce to have? Do I want my starry headliner to have the constellation of the day that I was born on there? I don't know. Those are the things that you're looking at when you're looking at a Rolls Royce. In other words, don't cross-shop. Go for what it is that you want, because if you don't go for what you want, if you settle for less, then what happens is you're going to be filled with regret, you're going to be filled with doubt, and most of all, you're not going to be happy with the decision that you made. And at the end of the day, you have to be able to look at yourself in the mirror. You have to be able to live with who it is that you're looking at every day, right? So that's really important. Don't cross shop. Now, let me stop here and say something, right? Because I'm talking about getting what you want, and there are some people out here that they desire a mate, they desire companionship, they desire friendship, they desire, companionship, whatever, right? And here's the thing, understanding what you want doesn't apply to people as it does to things, because, see, things you can manipulate, right? But people, if you manipulate them in order to get them in your life, you're doing it all wrong, right? Because the thing is, you want to love people and use things, not the other way around. And if you're trying to manipulate, connive, or be cunning to get relationships, then you're basically, you're starting off on a false premise. And what will happen is that when you might actually be fortunate enough to, move into that space and actually get that relationship. But guess what? It's not going to last. Why? Because you got it on false pretense, right? So I wanted to make sure I say that because the only way to get the kind of relationships that you want is to be the kind of person that you would be attracted to. In other words, I say this all the time. This is one of my little cliches, right? That you can only expect what you project. If you're not projecting positivity, if you're not projecting peace, if you're not projecting joy and love, if you're not projecting these things, you can't expect them. So in the case of relationships, when you're dealing with people, your best bet is to be your best authentic self. Now, here's the catch to that, right? Because if you're an asshole, figure out how to be less of an asshole. If you're a narcissist, figure out how to be less of a narcissist. If you're a jerk or if you're stingy or whatever, figure out how to be less of that and then find your authentic self in there, because once you shed all of that baggage, all of that negative baggage, now you're looking at being your best authentic self. Because see, sometimes being your authentic self, if you're an asshole, that's not the move. Okay. So I want to say that because for those of you who are looking at relationships, looking at the possibility of attracting someone, you will not do it on false pretense. You're going to have to be as authentic and transparent as you possibly can be. Right? And basically, you're going to have to give an accurate rendition and representation of yourself in order to achieve that, because people don't want to fuck around with people who, with fake people. And honestly, watch this. If you attract by being fake, the best thing that's going to happen to you is that you will attract fake people. Real recognizes real. And fake, sometimes fake can be fooled by fake, but real is never fooled by fake, not for long. Okay, so I wanted to throw that in there about people because that's really important. Next point is to know what it takes to get what you want, and so watch this. Only what is attained morally, honestly, with integrity, will give you peace in the long run. People say, well, there are people who lie, they cheat, they steal, they step on people, they crawl on people to get where they want. And listen, do not model that in your life. Because yes, there are people that have attained success that way. And yes, there are people who actually, they produce lasting result by being shitty to other people. But I promise you that these people don't experience anything approaching real peace. And that's all anecdotal. That's not an empirical fact. I'm just saying this is based on the many thousands of people that I've known in many stations of life, that the people who have gotten it through sincerity, through honesty, through integrity. And sometimes it's not hard work. Sometimes you get it through inheritance or you get it through some kind of benefactor or whatever. But if you get it honestly, in other words, it wasn't ill-gotten, you didn't lie, you didn't cheat, you didn't steal, you didn't manipulate to get this, then guess what? You can sleep at night. You can look at yourself in the mirror and know that you didn't fuck anyone over to get this, right? But if you did, that's something that's always going to be in the back of your mind. And what'll happen is you will stop and think like, man, this could all be undone. And you won't have peace. You'll go through life with all this wealth, with all of this substance that you've obtained, and have to constantly look over your shoulder, constantly look in the rearview mirror, because you're afraid something is going to overtake you and undo it, right? So do what is necessary, but do what is moral. And just don't lie, cheat, steal, or manipulate in order to get it, right? Put in the hard work, do the homework, put in the extra effort, connect with people. Basically all of these positive things that you can do these things. And when you get what you get, you'll have peace, right? You have to understand also that whatever it is that you want, it takes time. Almost nothing is instant. And the few things that are instant are generally not good. Fast gains are not long gains. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that I understand the process, and a good guardrail for that is what we call in business SMART goals: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. Right? That if you make your goals aligned with that, then you'll find you'll have more success because you've made it specific, you made it measurable, you're looking at attainable. What can I actually do? This goes back to knowing yourself, right? So make sure that you know yourself, because that is going to be essential to making your goals smart. Now, the last thing that I want to leave you with, and this is probably the most important, right? And that is when you have a desire, when what you want not only benefits you, but benefits others, that is when victory is the sweetest. Because you know that whatever it is that you've desired, whatever it is that you've focused on, whatever it is that you've worked toward, everything that you planned for, that you hoped for, dreamed for, and now that you've gotten it, that not only is it helping you, but it helps others. And you can see the benefit of your effort, the fruit of your labor being manifested in others beside yourself. That makes the victory so much more awesome. And that's really what I have for you today. I hope that that's encouraging, that it's edifying, that it's something that you can use. If you like what you heard today, be sure to share it with others. I'm starting a masterclass in August, and it's going to be free, and I'm going to do it on Wednesday night, but it's going to be by invitation only. So if you want an invitation, if you're interested in this masterclass, inbox me on whatever social media platform that you're watching on. Send me an instant message or a private message, and I will respond. Now, there are only 100 seats available. But again, it's free. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the process of how I went from a son of a single mother in the hood in Detroit to being a successful software engineering executive to where I am today. And also all of the other things that I have done. Because here's the thing, you can do it, but you're going to have to understand how to, and there are certain principles that are universal. Now, there are some things that will only work for you or others like you, because, I mean, let's face it, not all of us can slam dunk a basketball, right? All of us are different in all of our capacities, but there are certain principles that transcend different areas of expertise, different areas of talent, right? So those are the principles that I'm going to focus on, not the things that are specific to individuals, right? Okay, so that's pretty much it. Also, make sure that if you're on Instagram, that you're sharing this on Instagram. If you're on TikTok, please share this on TikTok. Also, I'm going to take this and break it down into the different segments that I've talked about today, and break that into smaller videos so that I can share it in other places in smaller chunks that are more easily digestible. But anyway, please share this, and also if you're on Facebook, send stars. If you're on TikTok, send gifts. I don't think there's anything you could send on Instagram or on Threads, but hey, whatever you can help out with, you can help out with. Because if this content helps you, if it's encouraging you in any way, I would ask that you help me out in sustaining this content. And the best way to do that is to share. That is the low cost option. Right? But be sure, I'm going to be putting more out about the mastermind starting in August, and you'll know about that, and we'll get that going. And I look forward to seeing you there. So in the meantime, thank you for attending my TED Talk. May you be happy, may you be well, and may you be filled with peace.